Hello.
Yeah, you can ask your question.
Hello. Sir, I was married last year, February.
Hmm.
Hello, sir. Sir, my
Go
wife
ahead.
stayed for 8 months. For 8 months till for 8 months after marriage, and then there used to be small arguments. Means simple wear and tear of marriage. But after 8 months, she had called the parents, and then parents took all the luggage. And the moment I came from the office, they took all the luggage. And then I went there back and met them. Um, and then there was a panchayat meeting in January, February. But still now they have filed a section 125 case, sir, asking for maintenance.
Hmm.
I am working in a government sector. I have a fixed proper salary in black and white. I am having a decent salary of around 1.8 lakhs. Uh, Sir, now she has asked for maintenance, citing that all the complaints, section 125, the dowry, that I have chased her out of the house. She's written like that. Um, and then she's also saying I have not, I have treated like her like a slave, not treated like her like a wife, and we have never stayed like husband and wife. So I think I'll put on paper, sir, in that summons what I received. I received just
Is
20 days
the
back, sir,
marriage
the summons.
consummated or not?
Yes, yes, sir,
Is the marriage
consummated.
consummated?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay.
So, uh,
So she
oh,
is
now,
trying clever. Okay, that is fine. She can write whatever she wants. So, um, yeah. What's your question? Specific question?
no, sir, actually, my first hearing is still in 2 weeks. I'm in the first hearing. I have talked to a lawyer, and then he's sending a notice to them. Uh, but actually, I don't know what to do now, sir. Actually, like section 125, I have a good salary, so and this is a
See,
simple wear and tear of life.
okay.
So of my
Is she working or not?
uh, no, she was
Your wife.
working 3 months before marriage. She's qualified, well qualified. She's M.Tech. She was working for almost 5 years before marriage, but 2 months before marriage she left. Afterwards, she never worked, sir. After February, she has not worked. 22 till December
So
21, she was working.
that is your best hope now. You have to make her work. I mean, basically you. I'm saying, see, the previous case also, the wife was 4 years plus 1 year, so very similar. Your wife is highly qualified, not only 4 years working, but MTech qualification. So these things can be a good ground for but then you cannot force. So basically, see, you don't have a child, right?
Yes, yes,
So
no child
that
still.
will be
Yeah.
your one strong point that marriage is very, very short. And she's trying to be clever. She says we didn't stay as a husband and wife. So basically, this is again a way of hinting that they don't say clearly. If she said clearly marriage is not consummated, that will be one thing. But she's saying trying to hint that as if marriage is not consummated. There's a tactic people are doing these days. It's a common tactic. What they feel is okay. Somehow we will file an MCD and there we will write that marriage was not consummated. So she will be able to have a. It will be easier for her to remarry. So see, your lawyer is sending a legal notice. I don't understand what's the point of that because already a case has been filed against you, right? So
Okay,
at
sir.
this
Like,
stage, you want to send a legal notice. I don't see much purpose of that. Uh, Legal notice. I think the only possibility I can see is let us say you want to file divorce. Okay, so then you can send a legal notice that you have filed false allegations under CRPC 125 and we intend to fight them in the court, but we are giving you one last chance of coming amicably and going for a mutual consent divorce. If you and you can put your terms and conditions, if you don't want to give any alimony or if you want to keep it open, like don't mention any figure, but so send that and if they still and even in CRPC 125, I think 125 there is no mediation. Normally, mediation in divorce and all those it's mandatory. So yeah, that is the only reason I think you can send a legal notice. Otherwise, I don't see much point in that because anyway you can get the petition copy and file a reply. That we have discussed in
okay.
on the website. I have given how to file objections and we have discussed so many times in detail. to file very strong, detailed objections point by point and mention all these things that she was working for 4 years plus 1 year MTech qualification. She has made false allegation that they didn't stay as husband and wife, and whatever panchayat meeting happened, what was the discussion in that? Do you have any recording of that? Mostly people don't record it.
Uh,
That's fine, because
I have recorded it, sir. Yes, I have recorded the full meeting. Yes.
okay,
Uh,
is a video or audio?
Hello. So it's an audio only, but it was
Hmm.
everybody told in that panchayat that it's a small issues, so it's not at all a major issue. So and then she
Okay.
asked for more time in that meeting. So we hope that okay,
Then
in these
that's
two
a very,
months they
very
will come.
strong thing in your favor. So what you can do is, uh, see, maintenance you have to fight basically, and this will be your strong evidence in your favor that she has deliberately. Now the only problem is, what is your intention? Are you willing to for her to come back? Because she will use this is
Uh,
the double game they will play. I'm telling you, they will play the double game. Verbally they will say I'm okay, but legally on paper they will say no, I will never come back. But verbally they will say yeah, she may come back, she can come back. So
yes, sir.
all the drama will be done to you.
Yes, yes, sir.
So you have to
In
be
fact,
careful,
in
because do you trust her basically or not? Very simple question.
sir, no, sir. I thought I would trusted her, but the way she went taking all the luggage on that day, I just came from
Ah,
office,
luggage
and
means
then
jewelry also, right? She has taken jewelry.
yes, sir, jewelry also. Yes, all the jewelry.
You have the
Actually,
evidence.
just before 1 month, sir, just before marriage, sir, just before 1 month for in the festival, they jewelry was in our house, so they took it cleverly that for the festival we want it. So that was 1 month before.
That's the
So
standard
after
operating procedure,
taking,
man. Anyway,
uh,
so that's a common
uh,
thing, yeah.
yes,
See, I will tell you one thing. Once the woman party takes the jewelry, that's if
yes,
I have one article on the website, how to assess your false case and marriage breakup probability. I think you can. It's part of my important articles also. If you read that, no, and you sum up your score,
yes.
my guess is, oh, jewelry is not there. Huh? Okay.
Uh, I read it, sir. This one, like it's
So
more
I
than
think
100 points.
maybe correct. You have what's your 100, more than 100, huh?
Yes, yes, sir.
So
It's like,
yeah. So
uh,
then I mean, you know yourself, and this is a very old article, but still it's relevant because nobody has said that this is not a, and especially if they take jewelry. That see, you understand the psychology why they take jewelry.
yes,
Psychology is that jewelry is like they fear that in case they file any case or if you become suspicious beforehand, then jewelry may be difficult to get back,
yes, sir.
right? So they always get that, it's like their valuable item. So they say, okay, this anyway belongs to us as per the law. Let us safeguard it. Once they have it, then they say, okay, now we are free. I mean, they're a little bit
Yes,
relaxed. Okay, now if there's a case, if you become suspicious, if you want to file divorce or whatever, we will see you in court. Because at least we have got the jewelry. Now we will fight for the alimony and maintenance and all those things.
yes, yes, sir.
So that's a very clear-cut sign. I think jewelry, if they take, no, it's very, very rare chance that I mean, even if you trust her a little bit, I mean, that's your opinion. But in my, I mean, experience, it's a gone. I mean, marriage is not going to work after that.
Okay. Uh, so one
So
more
you file
thing
your
about
reply.
security.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
sir. File your reply, sir. Yes, sir. I'll file the reply. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, sir, is there any deadline of filing the reply? Should it be before the hearing or after the, like, even after the hearing, first
See,
hearing?
anything can be done only on the hearing date, and on first hearing date you cannot file the reply because on the first hearing date your lawyer will file the vakalatnama, right?
Okay,
So if you
okay.
have the petition copy, then generally, even if you have the petition copy beforehand, normally on the first date, reply is not filed. This is a common thing I have seen. I mean, I don't see any harm in that. Your lawyer can file the vakalatnama and you can file a reply also. Who can stop you? But normally, I don't see it happening. They will always take some time. 1 month will be given easily. So, but my suggestion is file a reply. Why do you want to delay? Because she was working just about till 1.5 years back. She was working.
Yes.
Any delay you
Working. Yes.
do, the more and more the
Uh,
delay, a woman doesn't work. She will have an excuse. After that,
Okay,
the
okay.
court will say, okay, now she's. See, there is no logic to it. You can find a job. You're MTech. You are working for 4 years, but the more the delay, the worse for you.
Yes, yes, sir, sure.
I would
Yeah.
say you start preparing your reply. Like whatever you points you
Okay,
have. You see, even if you don't have a petition, you know your points. You know your story. Start writing your story, your events, everything. Once you get the petition copy, it will save you much more time. You can easily copy and
okay,
paste all your points,
sure, sure. Yes, sir.
right?
So one more thing about her, she used to record, sir, right from beginning, like 2 months after marriage, 3 months after marriage. She used to record, like my parents something telling. She used to record, and one day we found out. We asked her whether you're recording. She told yes. And the evening we called her father. See, your daughter is recording everything. The daughter is actually justifying. He's telling, father is telling that I only told her to record. So she has been recording the simple conversations, sir, at home. Sometimes little arguments also she have been recording, sir. So that is why,
See, nothing will
and
happen from that because unless you have asked her to give us some dowry or uh, like, see, unless there is some negative thing against you, nothing to worry. Because, and if she, I will tell you one thing. See, this is again, uh, this actually is a tactic done by wife party where their knowledge of law is a little bit, I mean, what to say, it's of that legal terrorism kind of knowledge, and they
yes,
think
yes,
that this will help them. No, actually, this is not very any strong evidence because actually this is a ground for divorce basically. If she produces that
okay,
recording, I mean
yes,
that then it will be your evidence. You can even let's say you file divorce today, and you can say this is
yes,
what has happened, and she used to record, and not only she used to record that her father justified it, and she continued thereafter also. So
okay,
what the father says is not important. See, father, this is a very important point in cruelty and all these things. Cruelty is done by the wife basically. Father is some kind of a kind of a back kind of instigator. He's not a spectator, but he's like a cheerleader. But
well, yes,
cheerleader doesn't mean that you can file divorce against the cheerleader. Cheerleader bolega, "Arey, I'm not I'm not your wife. Cruelty should be done by the wife, not by somebody else. So always
okay,
focus
okay,
on the wife. If she has done a mistake, if she has doing broken your trust. So and you
uh,
can put this point in your reply also. This is a very important point. But don't worry
okay,
about
okay,
it because if see, I know their psychology. They are thinking that we will use this against you, and okay, use this against us. Bring it on. See, go. You should be bindas basically. The problem with husbands is they are always worried. Arey, she has some recording, and she has recorded me abusing her. But she would have abused you 10 times more. What
yes,
about that? So
yes, yes,
this is just a sign of paranoia, basically. Don't no need to worry too much on this thing.
okay.
Okay, I think we will have next
Uh,
question.
Sir, one more small doubt, sir. Like in this one, she is having polycystic ovary. She never mentioned about this before marriage.
What is her age now?
Sir, she's 32, sir, 32.
Hmm. See,
So
polycystic
we
ovary. This is a very common thing these days. And I don't know, is she obese or something?
no, she was obese. She went to gym previously, but she's obese actually. She's a little fat on also.
Hmm.
She's way
See, generally, yeah, these things are some kind of a metabolic related issues, and once
right.
you have one issue, then there are multiple things happen. So these they can be controlled, but the person should be willing to have lead a healthy lifestyle. Otherwise, it's difficult because you will be have to have medication to bear a child. I mean, the fertility maybe go down basically. That's what I have. I have not done a detailed study, but this is the basics I know basically. So
Right. Yes.
see, if it's a very what they may say is that we even ourselves not aware now so these are the kind of things where you have to be very very clear that, and even if they were aware, now they may say that yeah, it's a very common thing. So first of all, you have to collect some statistics. What is the prevalence of polycystic ovary, whatever the
Yes.
PCOS, PCOD,
Yes.
thing in that age group population? If it 20%, 30% population of females, so they have this condition these days, then they will say, hey, this is a very common thing. What's there to,
Common
but if
thing.
only 5% have it, right? And they were aware of
Yes.
also before marriage. So it's a little bit,
Yes.
tricky because see, you have to understand one thing. You put this in
Mhm.
your reply. Okay, no need to worry. But point what I'm
Okay,
saying is
okay,
your
sir.
maintenance will depend on her working only. That will be the main thing.
Oh,
Because otherwise the
okay,
case will
okay.
drag on for 4 or 5 years. He'll become 35, 36. You will be, whatever age you are. And then
Okay, sir.
hopefully one of you will give up before that.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I hope you
Sure, sir.
follow these basic things first, file the reply and no need to worry too much. But focus on her
Okay,
MTech
sir.
and the qualification of 4 or 5 years experience. That's the main fighting point. Other things are fine, they will
Okay,
in due course of time you can tackle them.
okay, 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 sure, sir. So actually,
Okay, next
court has
question.
already ordered 5,000 maintenance. The court has already ordered 5,000
No, no, I think we
maintenance.
will go to the next question because you
Okay,
could have
thank you.
said this in
Okay,
the beginning also. Yeah, let's go to the next question.
sure. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Thanks, sir.
Okay, so I think we can wrap it up. And just before we wrap up, I'll mention this article list. I will update it. It's updated till 28/3. So people can, what I suggest is that in this column, reco column, I have mentioned this is my recommendation as per my assessment. So anything which is 8, 9, 10, you can definitely read it. And especially people who are beginners, who don't know anything about 498 days, CRPC 41, DV Act, maintenance. So try to read all the things which are 9 or 10 at least initially, because you may not have, spend some half an hour to 1 hour every day and go through these articles which are, 10. And this tag will help you to find out, whether it's applicable to you. So in case you are a maintenance case, there is no 490 as yet. So you can skip this article, even though it's a 10, you can say, okay, fine, I don't need this one. Let me go to something like a DV Act. Okay, this is a category actually. Let me go to the tag. Uh, okay, so there we have, okay, so this is from the maintenance book. So maintenance book also, I have put it online. So all these are 10 recommendations, people can definitely read it. And anything on CRPC 125 and DV Act. So DV, so CRPC 125. So this is for cross exam stage. So if your case is starting, you don't need cross exam immediately. So that's the reason so this is the order of the case. If you 0 to 100, try to read the articles which are lower in number first. So anything which is 0 or less than 10, that's what you should read first. Okay, I think there is some mistake. I'll correct it. Some tag has come under this column. I will put it in that underneath. So I think this is there. And then on the YouTube, I have several videos now, and I will continue to add more and more judgments. I think, and even if you have some good judgment on maintenance or anything, you can send it to me. I will try to cover it and post it on YouTube, so people can go through this content and you know. And
Actually,
also,
sir,
I suggest read the Bear Act. So if you have any doubts, you can read this indiacode.nic.in. All the Bear Acts are there on this site. Yeah,
I'm
we'll
sorry
take the
for
last question. I think somebody has a question. So that will be the last question.